Union Leipzig are on a mission to become the best club in Germany. We want to win the Bundesliga and beat our local rivals RB Leipzig once and for all. But the club have a big decision to make this season. Our current manager is Stefan Kraus, but although the players and fans love him, he's young and inexperienced, as several of our key games last season showed. We missed out on a top 4 finish and showed signs of being behind some of the other top clubs. So now Union have a decision to make. Do we keep Stefan Kraus around for another season, or do we go for a more proven option as manager to take this team to the next level? Well, it's actually Kraus himself that makes the final decision. Realizing he's not yet an elite manager, he loves this club and makes the tough decision himself to step away from management, requesting a return back to our academy and opening the door for the club to hire a new manager in his place. Union Leipzig are in need of someone to pick up this team of raw talents and turn us into a finished product. We're looking to become the best of the best this season, but we need a proven winner to take us there. But who's the right man for the job? Well, breaking news, Union Leipzig announced a new, unexpected choice for manager. Bastian Brunner is the man we're trusting to turn us into a club of winners. He's fresh off a spell with Bologna in Italy, where he won the Coppa Italia. This is a proven winner, somebody who says he's joining our club to take home silverware, not in a few years, but now. But that's a bold statement. Can he actually back it up? We've tried so many things in the past, from Dennis Binder's possession 3 at the back system, Victor Erlander's high-pressing 4-3-3, and Stefan Kraus's free-form individual-based tactics. But none of those have worked. We're still yet to take home a major piece of silverware. So it's time to try something new. Brunner values solidity over everything else and is going to set us up to be a counter-attacking side. He says the key to building a winning team is to focus on the defense first. But last season, we had one of the worst defenses in the league, so there's a lot of work to do. And as we go into preseason, every single player is going to be fighting for a spot under the new manager, even Uwe Schwartz, who's just coming back from injury. But if there were any concerns about his fitness, they're quickly put to bed as Schwartz scores on his return, proving under a 4th manager he is a genuinely world-class player. But although the offense is already flowing, the defense needs a lot of work. The manager's gonna need some time to get his new philosophy across. Our preseason results are pretty underwhelming, to say the least. So Brunner's seen enough in our preseason games. He thinks this squad needs changes. For a defense-first team, we need better personnel. So we sell off all of the dead weight, including longtime academy graduates like Eric Engel, who, despite showing promise at a young age, just never became what we hoped. This might be the final transformation for Union Leipzig. As we look to actually be a top team this year, we can't settle for anything less than the best, and our transfers are gonna reflect that. So in comes Edvin Bengtsson, a Swedish international center back who Brunner knows personally. He's convinced this guy's the future of our back line. And also Enric Hamza, an attacking midfielder who's gonna free up our current central midfielders to play even more defensive under the new manager. Well, 2 new signings and a formation change. This is the best we've ever looked on paper. Brunner thinks we're ready to compete at the top now. But it might come at a cost because many of our longtime players are now on the bench since we have better options in the starting 11. Players like Schultz, Wolski, Sommer, and even the club captain himself, Felix Kruger, all find themselves out of the starting 11. Union are looking to evolve into a top team, but are these the right changes to get us there? Or are we gonna lose our identity by changing so many of our core players? Well, it's gonna be a new era as a new captain is awarded for the team. Uwe Schwartz is given the armband by the new manager, and now all eyes are on him and Bastian Brunner as we look to bring Union Leipzig to victory this season. Big question is, are we gonna be able to pull it off? Well, in our first league game, we try to get off to a good start. New captain Uwe Schwartz is really trying hard to prove himself, but has yet to score as it's not quite working. It's a boring, scoreless draw for Bastian Brunner's first game in charge. It hasn't exactly been exciting to watch just yet, as our highly structured team organization means we're not creating as many chances as last season. However, that does come with defensive improvements, as our very structured back line is keeping chances to a minimum. And we are slowly getting the hang of the manager's vision here as we spring on the counterattack. It's Max Bender who opens our scoring for the season. Our young striker seems like the perfect fit for this new manager's system, and right now it looks like his tactics are working. But we're not the finished product yet. We need to sort ourselves out better defensively as a late goal sees us settle for another draw. As it's been an underwhelming start for the new manager here. And as we park the bus against Bayern Munich in the next game, it's been far from entertaining to watch. Sure, Union are looking better defensively, but we're not giving fans much of anything to be excited about yet. A scoreless draw against Bayern Munich draws a lot of negative attention from the press about us playing anti-football. It's been far from the expectations we hoped for under this new manager. But Brunner remains confident and calm, responding to his early criticism by saying, "I'm not here to entertain, I'm here to win. Judge me at the end of this season." But if anyone's gonna believe Brunner, he needs to start getting results. Can he turn this poor run of form around? Well, in the next game, our individual brilliance starts to shine through as Schwartz and Maximilian Bender link up for another goal. We take the lead, but now this time we have to make sure we keep a hold of it. But our defense gets better every passing game, and so is our output. Under Brunner, we're not gonna have a very attractive tiki-taka style of play, but we can rely on the absolute genius we have in our front three as Uwe Schwartz scores a good contender for goal of the season only a handful of games into it. It's our first win under Bastian Brunner and a sign that maybe we're starting to put it all together. And it's come at the right time because as we're getting into other competitions, we have the Europa League this season, and it'll be another chance for the new manager to show we can win something. And the tactics are starting to show pretty well. Union Leipzig are a hard defensive team to break down. Sure, maybe we're not the most possession-oriented or fun to watch, but we're becoming very difficult to play against, and that's exactly what Brunner wants. And on the counterattack is where we shine. The players are directed to just run forwards, and we have the pace and power up top to do it. As Bender finds another goal, he's had an incredible start to life here under Brunner, and Schwartz picking up another assist. Our attacking talents are getting the job done. It may have taken a few games for us to start to see the results under the new manager, but it's paying off now. We're a very well-organized team, and with a strong foundation to build on, now that we're finding goals up top, Union Leipzig are finally getting the results we wanted all along. It has been exactly what Brunner promised. We have a rock-solid defense, with players like Samuel Sauer taking that next step up to be world-class under him, and the new signings have blended in seamlessly. We're becoming a team that absolutely nobody wants to play against, frustrating opposition attack and then springing on counters of our own. Now, it's not the kind of football that the opposition are gonna like to watch, but our fans are now enjoying this to its fullest because we're getting wins at the end of the day in all competitions. And our golden generation of youth players is finally coming to fruition as players like Max Bender are joining Uwe Schwartz and being world-class German talents. We have a truly impressive side. Stefan Kraus did a great job developing the youth, but now Brunner has taken over as the man to put all the pieces together. And the final result's looking pretty good. Union Leipzig are calm, composed, and organized, even taking down top teams like Dortmund. Now, it's still early in the season, but the signs are starting to show we may be on the path to becoming an elite club this season. We're sitting in 4th place, but with only 3 points separating us from the top of the league, we actually could make a push for the title this season. We have the best defense in the league, and the way things are heading, we're looking better and better every passing week. And as we also look likely to go on to the knockout rounds of the Europa League, there's an outside chance we could have some European success too. It took almost a decade of vision and planning to get Union Leipzig to where we're at today, but now we have some truly special talents emerging in the team. The homegrown academy stars that we hoped for so long we would find are now here. We need to make sure we're utilizing them to their full potential. But it honestly looks like we're doing that. Players like Schwartz and Bender are some of the best around, not just in Germany, but in Europe, as we continue our great run of form in the Europa League. But the good form is spilling over into all competitions as Schwartz again drags us in front in the German Cup. Bastian Brunner promised he would turn us into a winning team this season, and right now we have 3 opportunities at it. The League, the Cup, and the Europa League. We can pick up silverware in any of those. And with such great talents emerging in this team, we're building a reputation as one of the most difficult sides in all of Europe to play against. We have not only the defensive grit, but also some incredibly skillful players who have come through our academy. Stefan Berger is an absolute maestro in midfield, and with Bender up top, we're creating a ton of opportunities. Union Leipzig's golden generation of young players is coming of age, and we have some of the best players in the country in our squad right now. Union Leipzig sit top of the league 15 games into the season, but it's a tight top of the pack here with only 3 points separating first from sixth. It's all still to play for. We have to remain consistent. And so comes the most important game of our season so far, against our bitter rivals RB Leipzig. It's not just a rivalry though, this is a game to determine who sticks around in first place. It's a must-win game for us and our biggest test as a team so far. And for the first time ever, it's not a David and Goliath story. We go in as equals to Red Bull, not underdogs. This is a must-win match for us to determine if we have truly become a top side or not. Well, Union Leipzig looked completely different from the way we did last season. The chaos under Kraus is completely gone. We're organized, we're structured, and we're difficult to break down. And on top of that, we're growing in confidence. The players are really starting to believe this is the right direction for the club to head in. We're seeing some of that flair come back into the side as Schwartz goes into the box and wins a penalty kick. Union Leipzig could go ahead here, and it's our captain, Uwe Schwartz, with all the pressure on his shoulders. Can he be the one to get us in front against RB Leipzig? Everyone watches on as Schwartz steps up to the spot. It's a goal! Union Leipzig take the lead against our rivals. It looks like we really are the real deal as competitors here at the top of the Bundesliga. Schwartz is leading in this new generation of Union Leipzig, and the hype is seriously building now. The team are feeling confident. Our goal has not been troubled too much as our defense remains rock solid. Union Leipzig have been in almost complete control of this game, dictating play and keeping our organization, but Red Bull do have an elite attacking lineup and they find a goal regardless. That's a big blow for a team that was just starting to feel confident. We're suddenly pegged back. We gotta be careful here if we want to come away with a result. The game is heating up as substitutions like Felix Kruger come onto the pitch and try to bring some intensity back to the game. For the first time ever, this rivalry is getting a bit heated as some of our longtime players come onto the pitch and bring a bit of emotion back into a system that's a little more calm and collected by nature. But for a game like this, it looks like it's maybe exactly what we need. And as Schwartz is brought down, that was a nasty challenge, and we could see something here. It's a red card as Union Leipzig have a huge advantage now against 10 men RB Leipzig. And it's that man again, the captain Uwe Schwartz, who proves to be the difference maker with his tricky dribbling. But could we actually capitalize on the chance? Union Leipzig are bombing forwards and we're trying our best to find a goal, but so far no second goal has fallen for us. Only a few minutes left in the game. We need to find something as Schwartz comes forward for Bender again. RB Leipzig hanging on for dear life with a lot of numbers in the box. It's Kruger from distance, it's saved! Well, nothing's working so far, but this cannot be how our game ends. Union Leipzig throwing everything forwards now with only seconds remaining in the game. This is gonna be our final opportunity. Fischer out wide for Kraus, ball over the top. It's Schwartz running into space. He gets his head up and picks out the pass. Bender in the middle, chested down. Is this the moment? Union Leipzig find a late winner against our rivals and come away with 3 points to stay top of the table. This may be the biggest result in the club's history and a sign that we finally are becoming the elite club that we always hoped we could be. Union Leipzig are clearly on the path to the top this season, and now it's all eyes on finishing strong for the remainder of it. We hang on to the first place spot 16 games into the season now. We're genuine contenders for the title, and up to second place in the league phase of the Europa League, plus the quarterfinals of the German Cup. We have plenty of opportunities at silverware this season, and our chances are looking good with players in such good form. Max Bender's one of the best strikers in all of Europe right now. 23 goals in 21 games. He's becoming just as important for us as the captain Uwe Schwartz, but it's not just about one or two players, it's about the team as a whole. We've made some smart signings and built a strong core of academy homegrown graduates like Schwartz, Sauer, Bender, and Berger, who are all important members of our starting 11. This has been another massive season of change, and we're reminded of that as we come up against Julian Busch, our former star player, again in the Europa League. But the signs are there that we're not quite the finished product yet. A little bit of rotation in the team sees our defense weaker than usual, and it's our first loss in a while. Have Union Leipzig changed our team too much in a short period of time? Well, the difference now from last season is we bounced back right away after that poor result with a resounding win in the league. We're gonna have our off nights, but overall, Union Leipzig are still an incredible side this season. But the competition is fierce. Now 20 games into the season, we're level on points and goal difference with Bayern Munich. And with a couple other teams in the running, this could be tight. And as our rivalry with Bayern Munich increases, we actually draw them in the German Cup. If we want to move on, we're gonna have to go through what's usually the best team in the country. So just like with our match against RB Leipzig earlier in the season, this is another big test to show that we can go through the biggest teams around on our path to winning silverware this season. Can Union Leipzig go through Bayern Munich here to progress to the semifinals of the Cup? Bender with a good opportunity, saved by the goalkeeper. But again, it's a stalemate between the two sides, just as it was earlier in the season. We've become a difficult team to break down, but Bayern remains one as well. We go into the second half looking for answers. Are we going to be able to find a way to get in front? Well, in the second half here, Union Leipzig come out with a lot of energy, and it's the captain Uwe Schwartz taking on his men and creating opportunities. Peters with the volley. It's just wide. It's been a game of few chances, and the 90 minutes comes to a close with the scoreline level just as it was earlier in the season. But this time, we have extra time. Can we find a way to take down Bayern and prove that we really are becoming a winning team? Well, the difference between us and Bayern is we're a new team on the rise while they've been here and done this before. The experience is what shines through as Bayern Munich get past us at the very death. Union Leipzig came a long way and made a lot of progress this season. But the truth is, we have a young team that just doesn't have the same experience as Bayern. Well, that's one competition down. We're out of the German Cup, which means the League and the Europa League, the two hardest, are the ones we still have an opportunity in. But we keep our heads up and our confidence flowing as Union Leipzig are grinding out results and showing our maturity. Despite a handful of disappointing results this season, it's been mostly positive, and we continue our great run of form right where we left off, with players like Maximilian Bender leading the way with his insane goal-scoring rate this season. And with the league still on track, it's time for the round of 32 in the Europa League. A win here could signal that we're serious contenders for the competition. And that is exactly what happens. Union's depth is showing through as even our rotated squad is enough to get the job done. It's a confident win in the first leg, and in the second, we capitalize on that, extending it even further. Union Leipzig are a force to be reckoned with, and now everyone, not only in Germany, but around Europe, is taking us seriously as a top team. And I think it's becoming clear Brunner's getting the absolute best out of us. We have some genuine world-class players emerging. Max Bender and Schwartz stick out for their attacking output, but a big shout out also goes to Samuel Sauer, who's one of the best young keepers in the world right now. And it's not just us that think so. 4 of our players have gotten national team call-ups for the first time ever, and with 3 of those being our homegrown academy German players, this is the best sign we've had so far that all of our hard work is paying off. And the season's coming to a head now. 27 games into the season, we're top of the league, still level with Bayern. But up next, we take on our rivals again, RB Leipzig. It's first versus fourth, and with only a few points separating us, this is one of the most important games in the title race this season. Nothing less than a win is acceptable for us. Union start the game full of attacking intent here as Uwe Schwartz drives forward. His dribbling has been critical to our ability to spring on counterattacks like this as Schwartz takes on 2-3 men. Hamza at the top of the box takes a shot, and it's wide. Just as we've seen before this season, these are the kind of games where every chance counts, and as we hang on for dear life, Samuel Sauer keeps the ball out of the back of the net. Both teams have had chances here, but so far, no goals as Sauer is called into action again. He keeps the clean sheet alive. And with only minutes remaining in the game now, whoever can find the opening goal surely will win the game as Barbosa takes a crack. It's saved by the goalkeeper. That may have just been the final chance. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to settle for a draw here as only seconds remain on the clock. The whistle could blow any second here, but one more attack from RB Leipzig is in the back of the net. Union Leipzig have fallen at the very last second as our rivals get the better of us in one of the most pivotal games in our season. Well, that's all it took. Bayern Munich are back on top. Being an elite team means being consistent, and we're still missing that. So now with the quarterfinals of the Europa League on, are we going to be able to turn this around? Can players like Schwartz do it on the big stage? Or are we going to fall short here at the end of the season? Well, this could be the problem with having such a young and inexperienced team. The composure's starting to fall apart as we go down early in this one. It's not looking great for Union Leipzig as we trail a goal in the quarterfinals of this competition. Suddenly, our chances at winning silverware this season are seeming to fade fast. But the calm, composed energy that this manager brings to the side is paying off as the team remain full of belief even when the cards are against us. And as Max Bender's hard work sees us find a goal, we're back in this. And with all eyes on the second leg here, it's the captain himself that steps up. Uwe Schwartz goes on an incredible half-field run, taking the ball all the way to goal to score against the run of play and see Union Leipzig through to the semifinals of the Europa League. It's an incredible performance from an incredible player. Union Leipzig still look like we could be in the running this season. And this is where it all comes to a head. Only 3 games remaining in the league and we're only a point behind Bayern Munich. We still could take home the Bundesliga title this season. And sitting in the semifinals of the Europa League, the chances of us coming away with silverware still remain significant. But now can Bastian Brunner deliver on his promise of turning us into winners in just his first season in charge? Well, the results are there to see on the pitch. We've become an incredibly well-drilled side, and Union Leipzig are the real deal now. Even when the pressure's high in the knockout rounds, we're still finding ways to win as Uwe Schwartz gets us off to a lead in the first leg. It's this ruthless counter-attacking style that we're mastering at the moment. Maximilian Bender has become one of the best strikers in Europe, taking the lead as the top goal scorer in the competition here as we move on to the finals of the Europa League. It's been an incredible run this season. Only a few games separate us from glory as Bastian Brunner's side look to finish the season strong. It's Max Bender again winning the ball high up the pitch. He has the chance. It's another win for Union Leipzig. Only a few games remaining this season and we are making the most of our chances. Well, this is it. Bayern Munich have dropped points. We have a game in hand and 2 matches left this season to take home the title. If we win these final 2 games, it's ours. Now, we just have to get the results. Union Leipzig continue finding success in the same ways, playing direct and with a lot of intensity here. It's Max Bender who again gets us in front. Our striker has been incredible. But right when the pressure is at its highest here late in the season, Union Leipzig shows some signs of weakness. Our defense that's been the best in the league this season concedes late, and suddenly our hopes at the title may have just been dashed. That's 2 huge dropped points now with only 1 game remaining. And you could not write this. 1 game left in the season, 4 teams are still in the running. And among those is our rivals, RB Leipzig. We need a win on the final day to secure the title for ourselves and finally take them down once and for all. This has to be our moment. We have a true golden generation of players emerging in our team. Max Bender is having an outstanding season, as is Uwe Schwartz, who's gotten better and better as he's come back from that injury earlier. But the final day of our league season is gonna be our hardest yet. Bayern Munich, with both of our teams pushing for the title in the final game, is going to be the single biggest match we've ever played as a club. Do Union Leipzig finally have what it takes on the final day of the season to win the Bundesliga and become the best club in Germany? Well, again, it's a tight affair here against Bayern Munich for the 3rd time this season. Our defense is put to the test early on, but we stick to the game plan and look to hit on the counterattack as Bender slipped in behind. It's just offsides. Well, this is a game of, again, fine margins, quite literally here, as our strikers caught off. The tensions are rising here as the captain drives forward. It's Schwartz looking to take his men on. Top of the box here for Berger. Little dink over the top for Hamza. In the box, it's chested down, but just away. The managers had a hard time setting us up against Bayern Munich. Now for the 3rd time this season, we're still yet to score against them. Is this our moment now? Union Leipzig come forward, Kraus into the box, and it's another poor ball. Union Leipzig haven't quite made the most of our opportunities. As time is winding down now, the game has opened up just a little bit as our defensive line has been pulled forwards. We look to close down the ball as Bayern Munich hit us on the counterattack for a change, and the header is in the back of the net. An absolute catastrophe here as Union Leipzig concede late in the game. The single game that was pivotal to us potentially winning the Bundesliga this season has fallen out of our hands. And again, the experience of Bayern Munich shines through. Everything falls apart now as Union Leipzig completely lose our composure. Bayern Munich put 3 past us. It's the worst possible scenario here on the final day of the season, a result that sees us officially drop out of the title race at the very last moment. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's our rivals, RB Leipzig, who win on the final day and take home the title. We finish in 4th place after potentially winning the league. That's about as bad as the final match could have gone. Well, Bastian Brunner asked us to judge him based on results this season, and although it came very close, there's a potential we could come away with nothing. Only 1 game left in the season, and it's the final of the Europa League. Bastian Brunner is determined to get us over the line for this final chance. We've built a top team this season full of impressive homegrown national team level players. We're good, but now it's down to experience. The manager has a huge realization. Our team is good, but it's young. And truth is, we have a lot of players in this team who have been here before. Players like Felix Kruger and Matthias Wolski, who have been with our team through some of the hardest periods we've ever had. In the lower divisions, when we successfully won promotion with our backs against the wall. They might not be our highest rated players, but they're definitely some of our most mentally tough. So Brunner makes a massive decision, bringing our longtime players Felix Kruger, Lukas Schultz, and Matthias Wolski into the starting 11 for the final of the Europa League. This is a team that needs a bit of grit and toughness alongside of the composure and talent. Is the manager right here? We better hope he is. This is his last chance at winning something this season. If he wants to deliver on his promise of turning us into winners, this is it. Union Leipzig take the pitch one final time this season. This single game stands between us and glory. So it's all eyes on the captain as Uwe Schwartz looks to get us in front here early in the game with a dashing run in behind. This is exactly the kind of play he's becoming known for, taking on his man with ease and gliding down the pitch. It's Uwe Schwartz shaping up for his shot. He's bowled over outside the box. No call given. But this is exactly the type of play we're gonna have to expect in a big game like this. It's gonna get physical. But can our players handle it? Well, Schwartz may not be the biggest and baddest in the side, but we have some players in the team who now are. Players like Matthias Wolski and Lukas Schultz, who the manager has brought back into the side specifically for this purpose. Our longtime players are bringing a bit of passion back into the side, just as we've been missing all season long. Players like Felix Kruger, who do the dirty work in midfield and make sure the rest of our team can stay ticking along. Now it's gonna fall down to the offense as Schwartz gets forward again. Can Union Leipzig find the all-important goal here? Schwartz beats his man top of the box to Bender. It's deflected and out. We cannot seem to find goals in these big games at the moment. We keep the pressure up, but none of it's gonna matter for anything if we can't find a goal. Union Leipzig have to find a breakthrough. But the game is firmly in our court right now as Wolski and Schultz continue to recycle play from the back. Wolski plays through Uwe Schwartz, who's in space, beats his man with a lovely bit of footwork, and he plays it in for Maximilian Bender, who scores the opening goal of the game, and Union Leipzig take a well-deserved lead. The manager set us up to perfection with our young stars up top finding the goals, but it's backed by some solidity from our trusted, experienced players in the back line. Everything came together for this moment, and Union Leipzig may finally be emerging as a top team now. And with that goal, the game has been blown wide open. There's enormous holes opening up for us now on the counterattack as Uwe Schwartz joins in on the party. It could not have gone any more perfect as Union Leipzig finally win our first major piece of silverware, taking home the Europa League in what's been a very up and down season. But a great one nonetheless for new manager Bastian Brunner. He managed to get the absolute best out of a team that's emerging as one of the best in all of Europe at the moment. Union Leipzig are one step closer to our ultimate goal of becoming the best team in Germany. And the club and fans alike now are full of confidence that this manager is the guy who's gonna help finally get us over the line. But do we have what it takes to win the Bundesliga next episode? Tune in to find out. And a huge thank you to all my channel members who help make this content possible. And if you're enjoying this series, please consider subscribing as a member on this channel as well. You'll get perks like early access to videos, but more important, your support is what I need on my goal to do YouTube full time and make more quality content like this. Thank you so much for watching either way though, and I'll see you back here for the next video.